right, so does the prosecution have a murder case against Andrea Snyderman, or should they drop the murder charge before a jury is even chosen? Joining me now, criminal defense attorneys Mike Gottlieb and Ashley Merchant. Great to see y'all.
Good to see you.
All right, let's begin here. Mike, if you're the defense today, what are you thinking? Are you just hoping that they drop the charges?
Well, I think clearly dropping the charges is going to be a game changer. I think the national media attention is absolutely something that's affecting the decision in the case. It's largely circumstantial.
Let's start right there. Let's start right there. Why should that impact anything? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China when you're talking about your job is to go out there, find the bad guys, find the bad girls, and prosecute them and prove a case and let a jury decide what happened beyond any and all reasonable doubt? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you're right, it really shouldn't, but in a vacuum, people really don't care sometimes what their actions are. Maybe it's a change in prosecutors, maybe not, but I think when you put that spotlight on, first of all, nobody wants to lose, on national TV in a trial of this magnitude. Second of all, I think probably, they may have waited until the last hour to see if they could coerce a plea or coerce Newman into testifying against Snyderman.
Oh, I like that. You're a criminal defense attorney, aren't you, Mike? Use the word coerce.
Exactly.
As opposed to reach an agreement or offer a plea.
Well, when you wait to the 11th hour, I think it's coercive. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Mike Gottlieb, what do you think about the strength of the murder charges if this information comes in, that she is romantically linked to the man who shoots and kills her husband?
That still is a circumstantial evidence case. There's still no direct evidence that she enticed him, aided him, assisted him in the commission of the murder, other than that he wanted to do it on his own because he had his own romantic interest and involvement with Snyderman. The fact that she committed an extramarital affair, while it might be immoral, it does not prove that she had any intention to kill her husband. In fact, she said she never wanted to leave her husband. It doesn't even prove she had a motive to want her husband to be killed. I don't think it assists the case at all. It's not direct evidence that she intended any crime be committed.
Dangerous, Mike. I'm wondering, how much of an onus do you think there should be on us, the diabetics, who this can happen to? We have driver's licenses. We're out on the roads, and these low blood sugars can sneak up on us sometimes. How much of a responsibility do you think we have versus, police officers?
Well, I think the problem is when you're passed out, there's not much information, obviously, that you can impart to the police. So, if you're wearing, like you said, she had a pump on her belt, you wear the bracelet on your wrist, there's only so much information you can impart. But I think the problem is the police are rushing to judgment and thinking, hey, this is a bad guy, a person who's ignoring me or backing up in their car. They also have an obligation to perform a welfare check. And they've got a very difficult job. They don't know if they're going to get hurt. But in her situation, she was clearly passed out. They broke her window open. When you open the door, check her pulse, check to see if she's breathing, check to see if she's responsive before you simply get her in an armbar, MMA style, throw her to the ground and put your knee in her back. And I think that they have an obligation to perform a welfare check. And that really, if that's done properly, then the person who they're investigating doesn't really have much obligation if the police do their job the right way.
And some good news out of New Jersey. They're considering a bill that would allow people to voluntarily indicate that on their driving record, so police will know that when they pull you up. That's the New Jersey diabetes bill. So I think it's a great idea. Great job by the Dream Team. Thank you. But should we be concerned, Mike, about this self-investigation of the theme park industry?
I'm not terribly concerned about it. I think the theme parks probably want to regulate themselves in a safe manner. That the whole idea is for the park to be thought of safely so that people will be coming back. If people think they're going to get injured, and the injuries and this type of injury are not very common, but if these kind of injuries persist, people are not going to go to the theme parks. They're not going to patronize the parks. So I don't really see a problem with them policing themselves at this point in time.